Vinu Nayak claims her plan to sell Indian spiced popcorn was dashed when a party guest took her original recipes for his own business. Daniel Sachs says the plaintiff only provided inspiration for his successful food enterprise.
I see I have Ms. Vinu Nayak here as my plaintiff and Daniel Sachs as the defendant. I see, Ms. Nayak, you are suing for $8,530. Why are we in court today?
Your Honor, my name is Ms. Vinu Nayak, and yes, I am suing Danny for $8,530 for stealing my idea of Indian spiced popcorn. I have 3 products in that, and he basically stole all my ideas and created his own company, Spicy Pops, and mine was Indian Pops, and I would like to sue him for 50% of his profits, Your Honor.
That he's made so far in the business. Okay, tell me more, Ms. Nayak. How did you meet this man? What's the relationship here?
Yes, Your Honor. So every year, once a year, I hold my annual Diwali event. Diwali, Your Honor, is similar to like Christmas or Thanksgiving. It's our festival to celebrate our culture and our food. So I really love organizing this event. I do it every year. I do it not only for my Indian friends, but also my non-Indian friends.
Sure.
Of course, my Indian friends love it because, you know, most of us have family back home in India, including myself. My immediate family is there. And so this is an event that I think of, you know, as just bringing everyone together. Also, Diwali is really significant festival, Your Honor. It's all about, you know, the darkness that exists in our lives, that exists in this world. How can we create light? So last year, I met Danny when...
Here we get a crucial insight into Venu's motivation. She is not just throwing a party, she is building a community, connecting cultures, and crafting a business idea around Indian flavors. This makes her festival more than just a backdrop. It becomes the origin scene of her claim. Venu's assertion is clear. She believes she was deceived into revealing her recipes under the pretense of friendly curiosity. The setting, a Diwali gathering, adds emotional weight. It is about food, trust, and tradition. But legally, here is the key question. Was there any formal protection in place for her ideas at this point? Because without intellectual property filings, much hinges on intent, communication, and follow-up. Do you think sharing ideas at a party should come with legal risk? Or is that just the nature of open conversation?
He came to my gathering with, you know, he was my friend Catherine's date.
Okay.
And he came to this gathering, and of course I welcomed him, you know, and we spent so much time talking about our food. And, you know, this is a gathering that I started a few years ago in Richmond, Virginia. And as you know, we don't have a big Indian population. So this gathering was only 5 people, 6 people at first, and now we've, you know, increased to 35 people.
Wow.
And so this amazing celebration, you know, I was just welcoming everyone. And, you know, Danny and Catherine actually stayed back after everyone left. And they were there, they were talking to me for hours. And, you know, Danny was just asking me all these questions about all the foods that I had prepared. Of course, my Indian, you know, spiced popcorn was one of the, you know, appetizers and delights that everyone loved. And he really kind of just kept interrogating me and asking me all these questions about my products, my ingredients, my recipe. You know, and I think I was really naive in just sharing all that information with him. Yeah, so that is.
So when did you find out, ma'am, that he had started a whole company around what you're telling the court is your Indian recipe and cuisine?
So, Your Honor, actually 1 year after that Diwali event, a friend of mine, Sandy, she reached out to me. She goes to this, you know, farmer's market weekly with her dogs, it's their tradition, and she came across this company called Spicy Pops, and it sounded terribly close to Indian Pops. All my friends know how invested I am in this company, and it's my everything, it's my life.
So your company does exist. Indian Pops does exist as a company.
Well, it
or
does.
as a brand.
This is where things get complicated. Venu's business, Indian Pops, was not legally established at the time. She had sketches, a plan, and investor interest, but no formal company. Legally speaking, that could weaken her claim. However, she did have a concept and materials she shared with Daniel, including detailed product designs and flavor breakdowns. The surprise twist? She only found out about Spicy Pops a year later, thanks to a friend at the farmer's market. So the legal question becomes, does an idea shared in good faith, but without legal safeguards, still hold weight in court. If you were the judge, how much would you weigh intent versus legal formalities?
It doesn't exist yet, but
you are working on it.
I'm working on it, and I have a bunch of investors who are interested. I have a business plan. I have sketches of what my products would look like.
And Ms. Nayak, had you informed the defendant here around your emerging business plan? Did he know that Indian Pops was a thing?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Your Honor, she did not.
Okay. I'll be with you in 1 second, sir. Do you have any evidence? I see you've got some papers there. Go ahead and give that to my bailiff, ma'am,
Yes, Your Honor.
so I can take a look
Thank you.
and see what we are talking about. Okay, so let's put up here on the plasma for everyone to see. This is the art, looks like, for Indian Pops. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
So this is a banana, is it?
Banana chana masala,
Chana
Your
masala,
Honor.
okay.
Yes.
So,
And-
yes, go ahead.
Oh, yes, thank you for allowing me to share about this dish. But this is a dish that I came up with, and banana and chana is like beans, garbanzo beans, and chickpea
like a
beans.
chickpea, yeah.
Chickpea beans.
Sure.
And banana and chana is a combination that you wouldn't normally think of. It's so weird.
Yeah.
But honestly, that's the best part of it. And from my grandmother, actually, I learned this blend of Indian spices that perfectly brings out and enhances, the taste. And, earlier Danny just said that he did not know about Indian Pops, but as you can see, this is, one of my sketches with the Indian Pops artwork on it that was emailed to him.
Okay.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
Then you actually sent him some of your work product.
I didn't send it to him taking initiative to do that. He actually texted me asking me specifically for the ingredients.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a dispute between Vinu Nayak and entrepreneur Daniel Sachs over spicy popcorn.
So you went as far as after he was, inquiring about your recipe, the design, the this, the that, then you actually sent him some of your work product.
I didn't send it to him taking initiative to do that. He actually reached out to me after the party. He texted me asking me specifically for the ingredients. And I believe the text messages and our email exchange is also
in
in
my
your
evidence folder?
packet.
Okay. I also see we have the paneer samosa.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
So the second product is paneer samosa pakora.
Okay.
And I personally love this product. It's made out of paneer Indian cheese.
Okay.
Yes, it's incredibly tasty. And then my third product is the chicken paprika tikka.
Yeah.
And that one everybody loves because, it's really, really rich.
Right.
It's basically a blend of like chicken pieces, together with this rich Indian spices and Indian whipping cream.
These are flavors ultimately for popcorn.
Here comes one of the most significant developments in the case, the email and text trail. Venue did not just talk about her products, she sent Danny the actual recipes, ingredient lists, and product sketches at his request. The defense cannot deny receipt. It is documented. But the pivotal legal moment? Her follow-up text, sent shortly after, asked him not to share the recipes or her ideas. His reply? Of course, Venue, I would never do that. This is what legal experts might consider a verbal or written agreement, even if informal. Courts have ruled that such exchanges can be binding, especially when supported by documented intent. Would you consider this a verbal contract, or was it just polite messaging with no legal weight?
Right.
Okay. Very. I mean, listen, I have had the incredible privilege to travel to Mumbai and spend some time in Ahmedabad, so I'm a big, huge fan of Indian culture and cuisine, so this looks pretty interesting to me. I see here your ingredient list, and you have proffered all of this. So this is, you're saying per his request, you sent all of this to him?
Yes, Your Honor.
The images, the ingredients, everything. Okay, so let's get to this text here.
Yes, Your Honor.
He's saying, Vinu, it was so great to meet you. I'm thinking about making an Indian pizza.
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you please send me the ingredients and recipes for your snacks? I did really enjoy your Diwali dinner, and I'd love some inspiration. He says inspiration. That's an important word. Very specifically, he's asking you for your recipes and all the things for your snacks and the ingredient list. He sends his email. You say happy to do it. I see here you sent it. I see the attachments of the recipes and the sketches. And then you didn't hear from him again until You tell me one of your friends who frequents this farmer's market rolls up and sees this lineup of Indian spicy pop snacks that look eerily similar to what she clearly knows to be your design and your creation. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. And actually, after I sent the emails, I started getting really...
Sir,
Okay.
you will have your day.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I started getting really anxious because I had just met Danny that night. So I actually followed it up with a text message, making sure that he doesn't share my list and ingredients, with anyone else, and that nobody steals this idea, which he, in text.
Well, I'm seeing it right now. Yeah, you say, hey, Daniel, and I do see, let's look at the timeline here. It's actually the same day. This is within the hour. You do say, so I see your point. You probably had kind of your second mind, as they say, kicks in. Hey, Daniel, please don't share my ingredients and recipes with anyone. I'm really passionate and I'm moving forward with creating Indian pops, and I don't want anyone to steal my idea. Cool. You say, of course, Vinu, I would never do that. I'm just going to incorporate some of your ingredients into a pizza and see how it goes. Sounds good, thanks. Okay. And then I see two more pieces here, but you tell me, how does this cease and desist occur, and how do you end up having this last exchange via text?
Yes, Your Honor. So when I received the news from Sandy that there was a company called Spicy Pop selling my products, I immediately actually reached out to Danny because there couldn't have been anybody.
So this is this text message exchange
Exactly.
here, where you say, Daniel, I saw your Spicy Pops popcorn at my friend's place. Okay, so your girlfriend was the ops, and she bought some.
Yes,
So
Your
she
Honor.
could see what's going on.
Yes,
Good
Your
for her.
Honor.
Okay, she said you were selling them at the farmer's market. How's it going? Okay. Vinu, wow, thanks for reaching out. I sold all of the first batch and I made in 3 months. You say, really? How much did you make? He says $17,000 so far, and I'm going to make more soon. So this was you kind of baiting him to see how much financially he had incurred?
This is the turning point. In a text exchange, Daniel admits to earning $177,000 in sales from his spicy popcorn business. The same business Venue claims was built using her recipes. He did not hesitate. He stated the number confidently and added that he planned to make more. This not only validates the commercial success of the product, it directly ties his financial gain to the timing of their exchange. If the court rules that the recipes were hers and he had no right to use them commercially, this admission could carry major consequences. Do you think Daniel's text acknowledging those profits sealed the case against him?
No, Your Honor. I was just trying to be direct and understand what is going on. Why are my products,
Well,
on
now I
his...
see you're being direct. Yeah, you say that was my idea. You knew that I was planning on using my recipes for my own Indian popcorn company. You owe me 50% of your profit, and if you don't pay me, I'll sue you.
Yes.
And then no response. Okay, let me get to you, sir, because this has been quite a bit of information. What do you have to say for yourself? Because this does not look favorable to you.
Thank you, Your Honor. So this is not a linear sequence of events.
Okay.
I'd like to provide context on
Please
how
do.
this all happened. So we met at last Diwali's party. My ex, she took me there. And so she invited us over. We had a wonderful time. Vinu, she created this amazing spread of appetizers, entrees, and snacks.
Sounds
and
like
it was
any
my
good
first time.
Indian event to me. Yeah.
And it was amazing. That was my first time having Indian food.
Oh, wow.
And in Richmond, we don't get too much diverse and foods, cuisines. So
Or flavor.
I was in flavor. So I was just thrilled. So I sat down and I started talking with her, and I was like, "How do you do this? How do you put this together?" And I told her about my business. So
Well, no, I don't know anything about this. What was your business?
So I'm an entrepreneur at heart.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
You got the recipe.
We got the recipe.
Tell me how we get from recipes intended for pizza usage to this popcorn sitting in my courtroom today.
This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a dispute between Vinu Nayak and entrepreneur Daniel Sachs over spicy popcorn.
And I have started 23 different companies. of which some of them have succeeded and some of them I let go.
So you're a serial entrepreneur. I got it. Now, what is this current company that you're talking about?
So this current company is a pizza delivery shop.
Okay.
So I opened it up during the pandemic. It was very successful. What we do is we make gourmet pizza. We use organic ingredients. We source it from local farmers. It works. And as I was telling Vinu, I'd like to test the waters and expand my pizza company and see if I can do some sort of Indian pizza dish, maybe a tikka masala. And
Hold on
she
one
was
second,
super
sir.
excited about it.
Hold on one second, sir. Does this track, is this consistent with what you recall him telling you that night about a pizza business? And
Yes.
that was the premise in which he was inquiring about your recipes and flavor profiles.
Yes, Your Honor, and I was under the impression that he wanted to create an Indian pizza.
Well, that's what he just said. You got the recipe.
We got the recipe.
Tell me how we get from recipes intended for pizza usage to this popcorn sitting in my courtroom today.
So the pizza flopped. No one liked it, and I bought a ton of spices, and I needed to do something with it. And as a good business person, you don't want to throw away your revenue. So
Let me guess.
Daniel's defense is interesting. He claims the recipes were originally meant to inspire an Indian pizza. When that idea failed, he says he repurposed the spices into popcorn to avoid wasting ingredients. But here is where the court raises a bigger question. Is pivoting business strategy a valid excuse when the creative foundation belongs to someone else? Judge Ebony hints at a broader issue, the exploitation of cultural cuisine by those outside the culture, often without proper credit. While Daniel positions himself as opportunistic, the judge is quick to point out that opportunity does not equal ownership. Should a failed business idea give you the right to recycle someone else's creation for profit?
Mr. Sachs. Oh, what to do. Oh, what to do. I have overinvested in an untested product, and now I'm going to simply copy and paste an entire creative business plan from a woman of actual Indian descent and cultural competency to make up for my financial loss. Is that what you're about to tell the court?
Coming up on Equal Justice.
What's your response to this, sir?
So intellectual property, she doesn't have any intellectual property.
I'll be the determination of that, sir. Go ahead.
This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a dispute between Vinu Nayak and entrepreneur Daniel Sachs over spicy popcorn.
Okay, and your intention is to do what? Produce more, sell more, and make more profit?
That is what I intended to do, yes, until I got a cease and desist.
Well, let's get to
From
that.
her.
Cease and desist letter. I'm seeing it right here. This is from the plaintiff to the defendant. This is directly from you, so I see you have not retained legal counsel yet. This is you attempting to do it independently.
Yes, Your Honor.
You have said that this is the unauthorized disclosure of intellectual property. We have reason to believe that you are in direct violation of revealing information that is deemed intellectual property of Vinu Nayak. Infringement includes stealing and sharing her Indian Pops recipes and breaching the agreement you made with her. You're talking about the oral agreement where he said he would not share with others?
The text messages.
Correct.
Your
Okay.
Honor.
It is required that you do the following: that you stop selling the Spicy Pops popcorn at the farmers market, that you sign no agreements to sell Spicy Pops online or anywhere else, and remove the advertising. What's your response to this, sir?
So intellectual property, she doesn't have any intellectual property.
I'll be the determination of that, sir. Go ahead.
I went online and I took a combination of different recipes from websites, Indian websites, to create my own mix. On top of it, I've done my own market research, and I tested out tons of different products. And finally, like I said, the best thing to complement all of this is something light and fluffy like popcorn. So
In a last-minute defense, Daniel claims he has a trademark for Spicy Pop, but when pressed, he admits it is only a submitted application, not an approved or registered trademark. This is a major distinction. Filing for a trademark does not make you the legal owner. Only approval does. And in this case, it shows that Daniel was attempting to formalize something that may not have been entirely his to begin with. This undermines his argument that he created something original, especially when you pair it with his prior messages asking for her recipes and her explicit text asking him not to use them. Does filing for a trademark on someone else's idea make it yours? Or does it expose an intent to dominate the credit?
I have a trademark spicy pop. It's in my name and it's protected.
Let me see it, sir. Offer it to the
so
court.
this
Give it
is-
to my bailiff.
Here's some of the evidence that I have, but it doesn't have the trademark listed.
Probably what you have, if what you mean, and please be clear, you have a trademark application submitted? Is that what you have submitted?
Yes.
Okay. You know that's not a trademark, right? Okay.
Judge Ebony's verdict when equal justice returns. This is Equal Justice.
I truly believe that when we're talking about something so delicious and special as this type of cultural ethnic cuisine, it is best produced and distributed by someone with the cultural competency of the origin of the product. There are always going to be those that really are, let's call them what they are, they're fans, right? That also stand to make a living, okay? So if we don't do our job and we protect our entity in a way, then this type of thing happens. At the same time, sir, you're not fooling anybody with this game you're running in here, sir. There is nothing original about this. This is clearly a copy and paste of this woman's hard-earned effort. Her failure to protect it is something she has to figure out. What won't happen today, though, is you take full and complete advantage to your own enrichment. You will only get to keep half of these particular profits because she has contributed, but sir, so have you. I rule in favor of the plaintiff for half of her demand of $8,530. That's my ruling.
Judge Ebony has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $4,265.
This case highlights a critical issue in creative entrepreneurship. When does inspiration cross the line into infringement? Judge Ebony ruled in favor of Venue NIAC, awarding her half the profits, a total of $4,260. The court recognized that while Venue did not protect her ideas legally, she provided significant creative input, and the defendant profited directly from it. Daniel Sachs was not ordered to shut down his business entirely, but the judgment makes it clear: taking without permission has consequences, especially when clear communication and documented exchanges exist. This verdict sends a message to aspiring creators and entrepreneurs: protect your work early and document your boundaries. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and do not forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.